So we've got a problem here. Britain's obesity crisis caused by larger portions not snacking throughout the day. But where does this come from? There's been a change in society in the way that we eat, and I'm just going to cover it a bit and then look at where it came from. So they're saying that it's fueled by youngsters tucking into larger portions at meal times rather than snacking throughout the day. So they say that it's because they're eating larger meals rather than the snacks that they eat. You've got to wonder whether this study was funded by the snack makers, because if it was funded by the snack makers, then of course they're not going to say it was the snacks, it's the meals, right? So what it comes down to, like, you've got this poor kid there. Some kids shouldn't be that fat, right? It's not like she's got a job. It's not like she can go out and like buy her own food, is it? If she wants it, where's she getting it from? She's getting it from the parents. It's not like she's saying, okay, well, I'm going to go out and buy it myself. I've got a job. I'm going to go and do this. This kid has been fed that way. So somebody has to take responsibility, which is another issue. Should parents be done for child abuse when they do that? It's like you keep feeding this food in. It's like those, was it the geese? Is it, or the ducks or something, where they get the foie gras, is it, or something? I can't remember what it is. They stuff it down their throat. They keep fucking pushing it in there and then they pull it out afterwards. But yeah, this is, look at that kid. It's a fucking shame, right? So, on average, they are eating 1 extra spoonful of baked beans per meal compared to their healthy weighted counterparts. And they're saying that's an average of 11 calories more, but it adds up. So, it doesn't make sense. The study doesn't make sense, to be the first thing. 1 extra spoonful per meal compared to their healthy weighted counterparts. But are they just lazier? Are these just people that just don't want to run around? There's too much missing from the news story here. So they found that children fed supersized meals were getting an extra 2 days worth of calories each month. Okay, but if they were getting the right calories, then they'd be running around and jumping around and doing stuff, because it's impossible to eat the right foods and sit still. You eat the right foods and you're full of energy and you're up and you're moving and you're doing stuff. So they're obviously feeding the wrong food. They've said an extra portion of beans, but it's not the freaking beans. And telling me that everybody's eating beans. Portion size or eating more often throughout the day that is fueling the nation's childhood obesity epidemic. Okay, so they're arguing whether it's portion size or eating throughout the day. Obviously, when I was growing up, it was 3 square meals a day. That's, because it's the slave mentality. Before you work the things and the slaves, and then at the dinner time, you give them a break and feed the slaves, and at the end of the day, feed the slaves again. So it gets more work out of people. That's what it is. But you got to understand where this 5 meals a day mentality has come from. So now they reckon it's portion size. Larger portions rather than eating more often may be a risk factor. See, there's that maybe again for the development of childhood overweight in early life. This kid don't want to be sat there like that. I'm sure she doesn't. This is just terrible. Shit, if that kid lived with me, she'd be in the best shape of her life and happy for it. Not like some of this Biggest Loser crap where they hate to exercise. Okay, some youngsters have as many as 5 meals a day. Well, I don't think there's much more to look at on this. Look at this. Too fat to work. Binge on KFC. 55 stone. Wow. Happy birthday and anniversary. Right. Okay, let's click over it. Bodybuilders, 5 meals a day. This is where it's come from. Everything that you see in a diet industry, and that comes from the bodybuilders. For some reason or other, these guys let 6 meals a day there, 5 meals a day. They're eating more to get bigger, and they're obviously using the steroids to get bigger. You can't get to look like a bodybuilder without steroids. Let's have a look at this here. Like, you've got all these guys here. You've got this man here who's eating 5 meals a day, and this man as well. He's obviously eating 5 meals a day and using steroids. You got another guy here who's eating 5 to 6 meals a day. So you can see the size of these guys. These are all big men eating a lot of food, pushing some weights, and doing a lot of steroids. So this is where the 5 meals a day has come from. So your kids are all looking obese, but they're not doing the steroids. If you stick them on a ton of steroids as well, then all your kids will start looking like these guys. There's Arnie there. But that's to blame. That's where it's to blame. All these men and that, they're the ones to blame for the 5 meals a day because it's trickled down. Not them particularly, they're the ones that have pioneered it to work for them. But some thick adults are then chucking that concept and principle into kids. Why? Because the same way that they did it with the 5 meals a day. For the bodybuilders who are 5-6 meals a day, we can't eat 5 or 6 meals, some of them were saying, okay then, why don't you buy our protein shake? So it was a sneaky sly way to sell a protein shake so that he get more protein in, so they can make more money. And the same thing happens with the kids. You can't eat like 5 or 6 meals, why don't you buy our snack bars instead? So it's a good way for the snack people to buy it, to make more money and sell it. See, they're saying that it's not on snacking. So they're trying to divert the attention away from, we want to keep selling our snack bars. We want you to keep eating your meals, but we want you to eat smaller meals so that you can keep buying our snack bars. It seems to be a sneaky study and a sneaky agenda. There's no comments on this. Well, my comment. It's bullshit. You eat crap, you will look like crap.